So you're rebuilding your whole identity and it's starting to feel a little scary. Now, the reason that it feels scary is because you are turning and transforming into a version of you that you've never been before. So it's going to be a little scary. It's going to be a little weird, especially in the beginning. But I'm here to help you navigate how to switch and change up your identity in the easiest way possible. So for those of you who are new here, hello, I am Stacy from Reset with Stacy. I am a mindset coach and I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to just live in your truth, to live and be the best version of you that you can possibly be. So today I'm going to bring you just 5 simple little steps on how to shift your identity in the easiest way possible. And I'm not telling you this from something that I've read. I'm not telling you this from things that I've heard or seen online. I'm giving you this information from my very own experience. These are the things that I felt were, the most beneficial when it came to moving from the old identity into the new identity. And this is what this video is about today. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and we're just gonna jump into the video. So I've got 5 simple steps to help you shift your identity in the easiest way possible. So step 1, first you're gonna acknowledge that your old identity, it no longer fits who you are becoming. So this means you're gonna have to look at your habits. You're gonna have to look at the things that you do. Look at the things that you say. Look at how you talk to yourself. Where's your mindset? Look at the boundaries and the relationships that you are currently in. So do they support the version of you that you used to be, or are they supporting the version of you that you are becoming? This is the first step. The next thing you need to do, step 2, you need to get clear on who you're becoming. The woman that I'm becoming, what does she do? How does she wake up in the morning? Does she have a morning routine? Does she get up and does she go work out? Does she get up and take a shower first? Does she meditate 30 minutes to an hour each day? Really sit down and envision the version of you that you are becoming. What are her habits? How does she dress? How does she interact? What are the relationships? What are the boundaries that she set for herself? This is the second step into shifting your identity. Not only do you need to acknowledge who you are becoming, but you also need to be able to step into that role. And the only way you can step into it, you really got to sit down and think about what it is that this version of you does, or what it is that this version of you no longer does. Because shifting your identity, that means changing some habits. That means cutting off some relationships. That means letting go of some toxic energies that you have dealt with in the past. So you got to ask yourself, is this something that I'm really ready to do? Is this something that I'm really ready to let go of? Am I ready to let go of these relationships that I've held on to for years? Am I ready to change the way that I dress? Am I ready to change the way that I fix my hair, or how I speak, or how I, hold my hand, just whatever? Are you ready for that change? But you've got to be able to see it first. See yourself living as that version of you. Step 3. So when it comes to shifting your identity, the third thing that you need to do is you need to understand that things are going to feel awkward. There is going to be an awkward phase. You may get to the point where you feel like, okay, I'm fake. This ain't me. This ain't how I interact. This ain't how I talk. This ain't how I move. It's going to feel awkward. But just know that awkwardness means that you are progressing. It does not mean stop and go back to that old identity, because that old identity going to be fighting, trying to stay present, trying to stay relevant. But when you decide, I no longer am that version of me, I no longer do those things. So when it begins to feel awkward, when it begins to feel like a whole lot of confusion and you just don't know if you're making the right choice or not, I say stick with it, because that's just that old version of you trying to get in your head, trying to stop you from doing the things that you say you want to do. Don't let the old version of you come in and show out. Nope, you're going to stop them right at the door. Say, hey, I no longer tolerate you. I no longer deal with you because I am over here becoming the best version of me. Step 4. The next thing that you are going to do, you are going to practice the new behaviors of your new identity before you feel ready. So, like for instance, with me recording this video today, the last video I made, I told you I was afraid to face the camera one-on-one, not really sure what happened with that. But my old identity is like, hey girl, you're not ready for this. You know, you're not ready. You need the perfect outfit. You need the perfect background. You need, your hair got to be perfect. You know, even with my glasses, and I got my ring light and it's got the little reflection in my glasses. At first I was like, oh, no, I can't shoot this video like this. I gotta wait and I gotta go put my contacts on. But no, that is just that old version trying to step in. That is that old identity trying to hold me back. So I had to say, well, listen, the new identity that I'm becoming, she's confident. She's able to get in front of that camera, and she's able to talk, and she's able to voice herself in a way where she's heard, she's understood, all of these things. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to do things even when you are not ready. Actions boost confidence. What I mean by that is I can sit all day long and I can write lists and try to figure out, okay, the confident me will do this, the confident me will do that. But what am I actually doing? If you're not actually doing anything, if you're not actively working towards something that you were afraid to do, guess what? You're not going to build that confidence. Confidence is built by actions. But when it comes to just acting and being in that version of you, the version that you are becoming, the first thing that you have to do, or the fourth thing, excuse me, because this is the fourth step. One of the things that you have to do, set some micro habits. Make it so easy that you cannot fail. Saying no to something that your body just doesn't feel comfortable saying yes to. That's a very, very small thing that you can do. Stop responding to the BS. Stop responding to the negativity that comes your way. Now, this is from that old version of you. So these people in these situations that come with the drama and with the trauma to bring you down, they come to remind you, hey, you know, you remember when you used to do this? But no, you have to remind yourself, I'm no longer that version of me. So I can't interact with these people the same way I used to because I've changed. I'm now this version. And this version of me, she has boundaries. And this version of me, you know, she feels worthy. And this version of me, she does not tolerate anything that does not feel good to her. So what kind of micro steps can you make? What kind of micro habits can you make to make sure that you stay in that space of the new identity that you are creating? Because remember, action creates confidence. Action creates confidence. So how are you going to build your confidence up if you're not actively doing something? Get up there. Even when you're scared, say, you know what? I'm going to say this thing anyway. What I mean by that, make these small micro habits that will build up over time, that will help build your confidence, that will bring you to this new version that you are becoming. And last but not least, the fifth step to switching your identity, changing your identity in the easiest way possible, in my opinion, it is just having grace. Having grace, showing compassion to yourself. Why? Because you are coming a version of you that you have never been before. You are doing things differently. You are behaving differently. You are responding differently. And it's going to feel weird at first. You know, you may even be a little confused about how people are interacting with you now, because all of a sudden I'm speaking my truth and people are offended. I'm speaking my truth and now people, you know, they feeling away. And it's just like, okay, why? But it's because you're outgrowing those people. I hate to say it. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but that is just simply the truth. You're outgrowing these people. You're outgrowing these connections. You're outgrowing these situations. So with that being the case, make sure that you're showing yourself some grace. Make sure you're showing yourself some compassion. Don't be so hard on yourself, especially when you already know that the version of you who you currently are, it took time to become that version of you. It took time. So becoming this new version is going to also take time. So you're going to have to be patient with yourself, not shoot yourself down every time you make a mistake, or when you set a little small micro habit. Let's say setting a boundary with someone. Let's say an ex. They steady calling and texting you, you know, when things ain't working out with some little hood chick they've been dealing with. They want to call you, hey, can I come over? Set those boundaries. No, you cannot. Stop calling me. Stop texting me. Block them if you have to. Just do what you need to do to stay in that energy of the person that you are becoming. Rebuilding, changing, becoming the new version of you is not easy. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So make sure that you show yourself some grace. Show yourself some compassion. So if you're wanting some support while you rebuild your life, while you rebuild your identity, I would love to work with you. My reset and rebuild experience is open, and it's where we can work on identity shifting together, step by step. Now, if this is something that you are interested in right now, if your gut is saying, yeah, I think I do need support because I don't feel like I could do this alone, guess what? I dropped the link in the description, and this is just for you. This is the thing that you need. Your spirit knows what you need. That old identity, guess what though? It's gonna tell you don't need this. You don't need this. You can do this on your own. You've been doing it. But that new identity, it may need a little support because it's not used to doing the things that it's doing. It's not used to interacting the way that it has been interacting. You are not used to being this version of you. So sometimes you might need a little support, and I'm here to support you. If that's something that you are interested in, make sure that you click the link in the description. If you need more information, comment down below. Thank you all for tuning in. I have really enjoyed making this video because shifting identities, it seems easy. You know, rebuilding your identity, resetting, becoming somebody new, thinking new, moving new, acting new, creating new habits. Like, all of this sounds so good. It really does. It sounds really good. But it's a process. And sometimes we need a little extra support, a little boost to get us from point A to point B. If there's something I said in the video that you don't quite understand, or you feel like, hold on, that's too vague, you have to run that back. Drop it down in the comment section. But remember, action creates confidence. So all you got to do is just decide who you want to be and just move like her, act like her, talk like her, interact the way she would interact. You know, step into that version of yourself, even if you're not ready.